Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're going to be taking a look at our right solved linear equations notes today. We're just going to kind of jump right into it. This is mostly review, so if I do go too fast, please feel free to pause the video and ask questions as we go through it. But yeah, here we go. All right. So all linear equations can be written in standard form, ax plus by equals c. This is a really big one. You guys have seen a lot. I will admit that slope-intercept form is far more popular, and I use this one way more in class as well as any other class you're going to see down the line, which is y equals mx plus b, where m is a slope and b is your y-intercept. We've already used this in our lab. So, okay. So we're going to rewrite the following equation so that y is a function of x. All that means is I'm trying to isolate y. 1 plus 7y equals 5x minus 2. I'm getting this by itself. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides of my equation. 7y equals 5x minus 3. And then we can divide everything through by 7. Okay, getting y equals 5/7 x minus 3/7. Good stuff, right? Leave things as fractions. Please don't put them as decimals. It's better in the long run. So same idea here. Before I can get all the y's on one side, I need to make sure I distribute. And we can take a look here and see I got 3x minus 6y equals negative 12x minus 24y. All right. I want all the y's on one side, so I'm going to add 24y over first. Okay, because I'm going to try to make it positive. So plus 24y. And I'm also going to subtract 3x to the other side. So negative 6y plus 24y gives me a positive 18y. Negative 12x minus 3x is going to give me a negative 15x. I did 2 steps in one there. I hope you guys are okay with that. I'm going to divide everything through by 18. So y equals negative 15 over 18x. Now that's all well and good, but I can reduce that down. So y equals negative 5 over 6x. I can divide top and bottom by 3 there. Great. Okay. So this helps because if I ever have to graph these things, now I'm able to graph them. We have our graphing calculator, which we'll get to more and more. You get the idea. I've got 6 problems right here, okay? And again, this is mostly review. So, I mean, as you go through this, hopefully some of this is kind of coming back. We're just solving for x here, okay? Solve the following equations. Remember to simplify first when possible. So we're going to get to it. I can distribute that minus sign in. 9 minus x minus 3 equals 19, okay? 9 minus 3 gives me 6. I can subtract 6 from both sides. Negative x equals 13. We're so close. Be careful because there's a negative outside of x. So if I divide both sides by negative 1, x equals negative 13. And guys, for all of these, if you really had the time to do so, you can always take your answer, plug it back into the original equation to make sure it's true, and then you'll be in good shape. When you have a fraction equaling a fraction, it's a proportion. You may cross multiply, all right, only when it's a fraction equaling a fraction. So x times 6 is 6x. 3 times 1 is 3. We can divide both sides by 6. X equals 3 over 6, or 1/2. Okay, good to go. Distribute over here again. 8a plus 20a plus 8 equals 12a. Okay, combine your like terms together here. 28a plus 8 equals 12a. Trying to jump ahead of myself right there. This one can be a little tricky. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 28a over. Different ways to do this. 8 equals negative 16a, right? And if I divide both sides by negative 16, I'm going to get 8 divided by negative 16, or negative 1/2. Okay. Either way is fine. If you wanted to, when you were here, you could have subtracted 8 over, then subtracted 12a over. Either way, you're fine. Okay, there's multiple ways to solve these. The opposite of dividing is to multiply. So I'm multiplying both sides by negative 4 here. X equals negative 20. That one's easy as can be. All right, no big deal there. Distribute again. 4x minus 4 plus 3x equals 17. Okay. 4x and 3x, if I combine like terms, gives me 7x. I can add 4 over. Okay, divide by 7, x equals 3. Sorry, these are such tiny boxes. Finally, negative 15 equals negative 3/4 a. If I want to get rid of this negative 3/4 in front of the a, we can multiply what's called the reciprocal. So negative 4/3, you take what you have and you flip it, all right? Which is all well and good because over here it's going to cancel out, leaving me with just a. But on the right, negative 15 times negative 4/3, negative negative makes a positive. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. So a equals 20. Good stuff. All right. So just a variety of solving equation problems. Please let me know if you need more help with them. I have tons of example problems I can give you for extra practice. All right. So solve the following problems. Don't forget to use your formula sheet. If anyone needs the formulas for finding area, so on and so forth, shout it out. We can get those to you. A rectangle has a width of 7 feet and an area of 35 square feet. What's its length? So rectangle is area equals length times width. We are plugging in what we got. So in this case, our area is 35 feet squared. 35 feet squared. We don't know our length, but we know our width is 7 feet. So if I want to find length, I'm going to divide both sides by 7 feet. Just like when we were doing unit conversions, 35 divided by 7 is going to give me 5. But feet squared divided by feet is just going to give me feet. So our length would be 5 foot. Okay. Very nice. All right, on to the back. We're cruising along here. This is one of the things that we're going to get the most familiar with as the year goes on. All right, it sounds kind of simple, and it is, but this will help you in your physics classroom. This will help you in any science classroom down the line. A simple interest I of an interest of P dollars at an interest rate R for T years is given by the formula I equals P RT. Solve the formula for R. So here's my formula. All right, you keep things separated. All right, so if I want R, think about it. It's P times R times T. In a general math equation, what's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. So you can divide both sides by PT, getting R by itself. So I have I divided by PT. This is difficult to kind of wrap your head around. It really is, okay? And if you're looking at that going, that's simple, give yourself a high five. All right, otherwise, we need help with that. Again, shout it out. Now, why is that helpful? Because now we can find the interest rate R given all the rest of the information. The investment of $1,500, that's our P. That earned $54 in simple interest. Boom, I. And 1 year is 1. So R equals, we said our simple interest is 54. Our investment was $1,500. And our time was 1 year. Okay, and I got that all from the problem that we were given. Okay, so if I take a look, I've got 54 divided by 1,500, 0.036. Now, okay, we want the interest rate, 0.036. If you want to give that a percentage, you can multiply that by 100, 3.6%. This would suffice right here, though, guys, because typically in our math problems, we leave it as such. Okay? Great. Okay, last two problems. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Okay? A health club has two payment plans. You can become a member by paying $10 new member fee and use the gym for $5 per visit. Or you can use the gym as a non-member for $7 per visit. Compare the cost of two plans. When does it become more beneficial to become a member? So $10 flat fee and $5 per visit. Anytime you see per visit, we're going to introduce a variable, so 10 plus 5x. And the error case for a non-member is $7 per visit, 7x. We want to know when it becomes more beneficial to become a member. Well, I'm going to make them equal, and we're going to solve this. So 10 equals, subtract 5x over, boom, divide, simple enough. So 5 visits. But please be careful sometimes in math class, because this used to be me when I was in high school. I'd be like, yeah, I got the right answer, rock on, hand it in, I get like a few points off. Make sure to read directions. When does it become more beneficial to become a member? This is when they're equal. So after 5 visits, it is more beneficial. Okay. You could have put 6 visits. I get that too. But make sure you're answering the question completely. Okay. Lastly, your internet service provider charges $4.95 per month for the first 3 hours of service, plus $2.50 for each additional hour. Your total charges last month were $21.83. Create an equation to represent the situation. Assume that you always use at least 3 hours. Okay. So if I want my total charges, I'm going to call that C. All right. We know it's $4.95 per month, flat fee, And then every hour after that, it's 250 for each additional hour. 2.5, we'll call that H, okay? So C is your total charge, and H is hours after initial 3. Always going to help you guys out if you label what you did, okay, for your formulas, just like we do in our other classes as well, okay? It makes it better in the long run. Oh, well, what do you know? Right? There you go. What does each variable represent? So we've labeled them already, all right? It's just a very good habit to get into. Solve for the variable from above and interpret your results, okay? All right, so now they're telling us that our total charges were 2183. So our total charge, 2183 equals 495 plus 250H. Okay, I'm gonna use my calculator here because I'm pretty good off the top of my head, but not the best right that with these numbers. Oops. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, 2183 minus 4.95. So we get 1688 equals 2.50H. Divide that by 2.5. Okay. 6.75 hours. Okay. That you would need to go about, right? So all well and good. I would say this though, guys, you don't normally talk when you're talking to your friend. You don't normally say, hey, you want to hang out for 6.75 hours, right? That's 3/4 of an hour. So what you would normally would say is you'd say 6 hours and 45 minutes. How did I do that? Well, we could just do 60 times 0.75, and that would give you 45, right? So it's a simple idea here. You'd be fine if you had this, but it just makes more sense to kind of convert to minutes as well. All right. So guys, great job. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to. Keep up the good work. As always, good luck. We're all counting on you.